Hello everybody, how's it going? It's been a pretty long time, so I thought that I would make another video because I'm due. Um, I wanted to talk about something recently that I just did. I just got my Korean driver's license. And there's two ways to be able to drive in Korea, and I thought that I would talk about both of them. So there's one way that you can do it is to get an international driver's permit. The other one is to actually get a Korean driver's license. So with the international driver's permit, I think it's a little bit easier. I don't know. It's not really that hard to get your Korean driver's license, but just I guess there's less hassle. So if you haven't come to Korea, if you're back in the States, this is for Americans. I think it's the process for Canadians is different. I don't know about other nationalities. I don't know what the process is. But in America, before you come to Korea, if you visit the American Automobile Association or the National Automobile Club, if you go to one of the locations and you have your driver's license and I think it's like a fee of probably $15, they will give you the international driver's permit. So I think it's just a piece of paper. I didn't do this. I didn't go this route, so I'm not sure. But anyway, you'll have your piece of paper, and then you'll have your American driver's license. And with that, you should be able to drive in Korea. The other way to be able to drive is to get a Korean driver's license. Now, this is what I did, and there's more steps to it. So it's not really that hard, but it's just kind of tricky, especially if you have to start work at an earlier time. So what you'll need to do first is you'll have to go to the U.S. Embassy's website and make an appointment. So it's one of the, like, there's different boxes, like you have to check, like like if you're gonna get married, your wedding certificate or whatever, and there's to get a notarized document. So you need to get something notarized. Once you pick the time and fill out some of the information, you'll get a sheet of paper. It's just you just bring this kind of like sheet of paper to the U.S. Embassy along with your passport and I think your ARC, and then also a processing fee of about $50. So when I went, I selected 8:45 because I start work at 10 a.m. And when I went there, I got to the U.S. Embassy and I was looking like, where do I line up? Where do I go? And so I saw this line of all these Koreans, and I'm like, this is probably not where I need to go, but let me ask one of these guards that's working outside the embassy. And the Korean guard said, go to the line. And I said, okay, fine, I'll go to the line. So I went to the line, and there was these two Korean women that were in front of me, and then all of a sudden, like, they got into the line. They were in line, and they turn around and they say, give me your documents. And I said, excuse me, who are you? And they said, who are we? Who are we? And then, like, they took out their little badge and like, we work for the embassy. And I was with my girlfriend Sunhwa at the time, so I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. And they said, you need to go to the front. And then, like, as I was walking away, they were like, who are we? Like that. I just became like, I guess I'm really like cynical, or maybe I'm just I don't know, not that dumb to just give my stuff to anybody. So we walked to, like, I guess it's the front of the embassy, and I walked in, and there's a little like security checkpoint, and I walked in, and the guy was like, yes, do you, I said, oh, I'm here for, to be able to get my, get a notarized affidavit. And he said, oh, you need to go and wait outside in line. And I said, okay. So I went outside, and like, I didn't know if there was a line where I was supposed to wait. And then I went back and I said, excuse me, where's the line? Oh, it's right here. And there was no sign or anything. I was just supposed to wait in a place just like alongside of the building. So it was like 8:45, and then they started to let us in. So I had to like leave my cameras and stuff and walk through like a metal detector and go into the building. And it was really simple. All I had to do was show them the sheet that I had before. I had to fill out the form, and I had to pay them $50, show them my ARC and stuff, and then they gave me this this affidavit. So basically, what that is, once I got that, the whole process probably took around 30 minutes, and then I got back to work in time to, that I was on time for work. So it really wasn't a big problem at all. So then, that was just one step. And once I got that, that was the most expensive step, by the way, $50. So, and while I was there, like, I just had enough money to be able to make that $50, which is kind of funny. So once I had that, the next day in the morning, I had to go to the Korean DMV. And what I needed to bring there was I needed to bring my original American license. I had to bring my confirmation issued by the embassy, which is the affidavit, the notarized affidavit. I needed to bring my passport. And for this whole thing to work, I'd have to have been in the country for at least 90 days in Korea. I had to bring my alien registration card, and I had to bring 3 passport-size colored photographs. So once I brought all these things, I had to fill out a bunch of paperwork, and thank God that someone was there with me, because a lot of it, they wanted me to write this stuff in Korean and Hangul. But I can write in Hangul, I can, but it would just take me a lot longer. So thank God that she was there with me. So it wasn't a difficult process. Basically what I had to do was go to the desk. There was like nobody there because I think it was like a Thursday at like 9 o'clock or whenever they opened, or maybe it was 8. But there wasn't that many people there. And once I filled out all that stuff, they like sent me down to get a physical, and the physical was basically me standing and looking, just like having an eye test. So I had to like cover one eye and read the letters, and then cover the other one, and the same thing. And once I got that, it was like a kind of like a big building. There was 3 floors, and I had to like start off with the second floor, and they sent me down to the first floor, and then I had to go to the third floor, and I was kind of like running back and forth. And then after that, I had to take a driver's test. And I think there was around like 25 or 30 questions, and it was pretty basic stuff. Basically, they would give me some kind of scenarios. Maybe there was a little like video clip. There was some pictures of, you know, like the car was driving, and then what would I do, you know, or what was the most, what type of accident was most likely to occur in this kind of situation. Or if I was driving on the road and it was rainy and slippery and I was going over a hill, what's the best way to proceed? So it was just multiple choice. It wasn't that difficult at all. I mean, if you already have a license in the first place, then you're going to be totally fine. The whole process took around 2 hours, but if you don't have any Korean friend or somebody to help you, it can take around 3 hours or so to get the whole thing done. But once you get everything done, bam, you get a Korean driver's license. Oh yeah. So it's pretty cool. What you have to do is you have to like sacrifice your American driver's license, and they hold it there. And then once you have a plane ticket, once they know that you're going back to the States, you can come back, show them your plane ticket, show them your passport, and then they give you back your American driver's license. I'm not sure exactly why they do that. Maybe it's to like just deter people from, I don't know, being a badass and having 2 driver's licenses. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's the thing. Now, once I have my Korean driver's license, I'm like, yeah, awesome, cool, I'm going to be able to rent a car in Korea, because that's what I really wanted to do. This whole thing, it was like, I went to the embassy on Thursday, I went to the DMV on Friday, and I was like, yes, I'm going to have my Korean driver's license, I can go driving on the weekend, awesome. And this is like once I've already been in Korea for like 10 months at this point. So we went to a couple, just a couple like car rental agencies. I showed them my license, and they were like, nope, you can't rent a car. And I was like, wait, what? Why did I go through all this trouble, like riding the train all over into Seoul, paying all this money, and now I can't rent a car? Why? Why the hell can't I do that? Well, what happens is that once you get a Korean driver's license, there's no way to know that you have been driving in America for, like me, it's been like, I don't know, 9 years or something. 10 or 11 years I've been driving in the States. But since I just got my Korean driver's license yesterday, that means I've only been driving for 1 day. So I have to at least been driving for 1 year to be able to rent a car in Korea, which like, it just like totally like blows my mind. The easier way about this whole process to get an international driver's permit, like I only pay $15, and then like, since I have my American driver's license and like, this permit, I can like rent a car anywhere. It's no problem. But like, go figure, I go through all the, trouble of getting a Korean driver's license, and then they wouldn't let me drive the car. So I just like, I really thought like, at that point I was really, really pissed off and angry. What the hell am I gonna do now? I just spent all this, time and money, spent over $50 trying to get this stupid Korean driver's license I can't even drive. But finally, after a lot of like research and searching on the internet, we found a place that like, I guess it's foreigner friendly, and they allowed me to rent a car. I rented a Kia K5, I think what it is, and it didn't run on gasoline. It ran on LGP. I think it's LGP. I think LDP is some political party, but I think it's LGP. So it's actually gas. It's not liquid gasoline. It's an actual like gas. And so I guess people in Korea, taxi drivers and also people that have disabilities use this. I think it may be cheaper. Anyway, we drove. We went to the country. I had a great time. I went camping. We brought a little tent by the ocean. Then we went, climbing. We went hiking in the mountains, and I just had a really awesome time. The whole reason I want to get a driver's license is so that I can go into the country and see more of Korea. It's easy to go to the big cities connected by KTX, trains, buses. But then, like, once you get into the country, if you don't have a car, it's kind of tough, getting around. So I was so happy to be able to see more of the countryside. It was just really beautiful. But I would really honestly recommend, just before you come, it's super cheap, just get an international driver's permit. Because with an international driver's permit, at least you have your license. It shows that like you've been driving for at least over a year or so, So that was like, it really pissed me off at the time. But I mean, Korea is just trying to like, the companies are just looking out for themselves. They don't want to get into any trouble, so I understand. But like, to me, it's like, what the heck? Why did I go through all this whole, of course I've been driving. I have a driver's license. I would imagine that they wouldn't let me get the, Korean driver's license in the first place if I haven't been driving for some, amount of time. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and just tell you what's going on. So, before my last video I said I'm not going to stay at my current job. Well, things have gotten better. The new head teachers have really made things better. Right now it's a little bit rocky. But anyway, I re-signed. I'm going to have a vacation. I'm going to Chicago for 3 weeks. Silna's coming with me. I'm going to be leaving July 27th and be there for 3 weeks. I really can't wait. I really can't, Tomorrow, July 17th, is going to be my 1-year anniversary in Korea. So I really had an awesome time here. That's why I re-signed for another year. So I'm going to be on for another year. Then hopefully what I want to do is save up my money and then stay here for a year and then go back to Chicago and go to grad school for film. That's what my plans are looking like, but who knows what's going to happen. Anyway, it's coming up really close. So I'm excited about it. And right now I don't know, I haven't really been doing that much to take videos, and so, but I really, this next year, I really want to push myself and make more and more videos. So, anyway, I hope that explained some things and that cleared up some things, and maybe people will get their driver's license and go out and explore the countryside more and have fun. Alright, see you later, until next time.